This video is sponsored by CleanTech. Hey everyone, with this pandemic and the flu season coming up, I don't want that to stop me from having people over at my place. Although I understand it's important to take some precautions. That's why I was happy to partner with CleanTech in trying out their new air purifier called Lumi. They had their campaign on Indiegogo and are now available to buy on Amazon that I'll link below. But what exactly does an air purifier do? It's a device that you can place in any room which will sanitize the air by getting rid of particles like pollutants, allergens, and toxins. This means it can help people who are allergic to pollen and other airborne particles. When used properly, it could even help reduce the transmission of COVID-19 and other viruses. That's huge and a must-have if you're in an area that's a hotspot with cases. This purifier isn't that big, being able to fit on a small table, although they recommend keeping it on the ground 20 centimeters away from everything for the most efficiency. Even with the small body, it can cover up to 200 feet. That's more than enough to cover the average bedroom size. This has an air intake from the bottom, a UVC light inside, and the outlet on top with the button. It's really a simple plug-in and use which has two modes. A 2-hour mode, which will quickly clean up the room you place this in, and a 24-hour mode. The 2-hour mode will be noticeably louder, but after that it switches to the more quiet 24-hour mode, suitable for when you have people over. When I tried this, it did shut off eventually after a couple of hours. The most important thing this air purifier needs is a HEPA filter, which most of these have, including this one. It's located at the bottom of the base that has been certified to trap about 99.97% of particles that are 0.3 micrometers in size. This means that they may reduce most of the small amount of particles that carry bacteria or viruses in the air. It's easily accessible by removing the bottom 4 screws when you need to replace this after several months. Obviously, if you don't replace the filter, then in time it could even be counter-effective where the microbes would get collected on the filter, grow, and get released back in the air. Since many air filters you see on the market have these HEPA filters, initially I thought it would make sense to just buy the cheapest air filter you can find, until I learned that the most important thing about an air filter is not just having a HEPA filter, but also the airflow, which seems to be good on this based on the tests that were done in a lab for this. I get that it might be hard to accept the numbers coming from the company, but this was done by an independent lab. The air purification was also measured by another tester that had an air quality monitor where I think the numbers aren't completely accurate due to him only testing it out for 1 hour instead of 2, but at least he has a monitor to check the air, and it also shows that it does make a difference. I would like to add that even if I had a monitor, it's possible that the number wouldn't be the most accurate way to test the air, depending on what's measured, and this is because the primary function of this is to use the UV light that emits radiation to kill the bacteria and viruses, not just destroy particles. This is also the reason why they made the filter vertical. It's to maximize air exposure to light. The longer the air is exposed to the UVC light, the more it can get cleaned. A possible safety concern in these filters is ozone. CleanTech mentions it does not produce any ozone. The bulb is a mercury arc germicidal operation, mostly at 254 nanometers 90% of the time, and it's designed to produce the highest amount of UV radiation at the optimal wavelengths that's lethal to microorganisms. In other words, the UVC light in this chamber has a quartz glass tube and it's designed to block the transmission of the 185 ozone producing wavelengths, so the device cannot emit ozone outside. A somewhat unexpected benefit of this air purifier that I found to be pretty useful in my personal life is that it'll make your room smell clean. I've had some people complain that my room smells like sweat, but I just can't really control it. I mean, I've tried Febreze and other sprays, but it only worked for a short amount of time. This fresh smell stays on longer until at least you cook something that has a strong smell in your house, or something along those lines. But I digress. To some, it might remind them of the smell from a hospital, and I mean that in a clean way, because hospitals tend to use air filters in their patients' rooms, at least from what I've heard. Thankfully, this technology is more affordable and doesn't take up much space in your house. Having a UVC light in this air purifier makes it feel like it's almost guaranteed to kill most of the bacteria that the HEPA filter might miss. I would like to hear what you guys think, and if you're interested in buying this, I'll have links below.